Nodality 1.2 introduces a new type of input selection. Now, when we enter a relationship creation mode with a long press on an input, Nodality displays boxes for each input slot. Let's take a look. I'm going to create two number nodes with a long hold. That's a number 25. That's a number pi. I'll create an operator node, divide, and with a long hold on our numbers, the new creation mode shows two boxes for the divide, an X and a Y. Let's assign the 25 to the Y, and let's assign pi to the X. So now we have pi divided by 25. As we've seen before, I can create another operator node, minus, and then assign 25 to X, and the result of our pi divided by 25 to the Y. Of course, as before, we can still invert those arguments if we want to. This new creation mode is especially useful for nodes such as the new RGB, which gives us a colour which require three inputs. Operator, RGB, RGB is a useful operator to create colours and is very handy in use with the graph node. If we open our circles project, this creates us a circle. If I take the sine and the cosine and plug them into an RGB, let's assign the cosine to blue, the sine to green, and the sine to green again, and then take the output of the RGB and plug it into the RGB of the graph and restart the counters. You'll now see the graph draws in colours as the sine and the cosine change over time. One thing about RGB is it expects inputs between 0 and 1. As our sine and cosine drop into negative numbers, they turn into zeros. So we can get over that, or we can make it slightly prettier, by rather than just putting in a raw cosine and sine, putting in the absolute values. Absolute values mean that the negative number is turned into the positive equivalent. So I plug the cosine into ABS, and then replace the blue with the output from the ABS, and the same for our sine. And we take the output of the absolute, plug it into green, plug it into red, restart counters, and now we have a circle that draws over time, and as the sine and cosine change, the pixel colour at any one moment is defined by the RGB operator.